Hello and welcome along to Day 8 of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. Here on Snooker Extra, we're focusing on the start of the second round match between 4-times winner John Higgins and 2015 winner Stuart Bingham.
I've had a pretty good season. I've won a couple of titles. Coming here is maybe probably one of the players in form. You've got the sort of 2 or 3 favourites, and I'm maybe probably just sitting behind them. But it's nice to finish off at least a round 2 here at Sheffield. It's special every year.
Listen, he's been one of the players of the year so far, and I think he's not really mentioned because of how well maybe like Ronnie and Robertson and Trump have played. But he's been great this year. It'll be such a tough game.
It's sort of an honour to play him here. He's obviously lifted the title 4 times. He's been last 2 years runner-up. It's going to be a tough game. He obviously played pretty good against Mark Davis in the first round. So yeah, if I can play like I did, I fancy giving him a good game. His all-round game is just superb, and when he's on it, obviously first half of the season he sort of lost his mojo, but he looks like he's got it back, unfortunately.
Came here a lot of times, maybe not feeling great about my game, and I've managed to do okay, but it can catch out. If you're not playing great, it can catch out, but hopefully I can put some practice in and then play well.
Right into the action, we join proceedings in frame 1. Ken Doherty and Alan McManus are in the commentary box.
The first frame, John Higgins to break.
John Higgins, 4-time champion here at the Crucible. Plays 2015 world champion Stuart Bingham. And Alan, I know both of us are really looking forward to this match. It's going to be a classic. It's going to be hard to, pick a winner from these two, but really looking forward to this match.
Yes, we are. And of course, the first thing I suppose to say, it's the battle of the champions. This will be a corker, and the winner, which won't be decided, we think, until Monday evening, because this is a 3-day match, is another match to look forward to against Neil Robertson, who came through yesterday against their own Sean Murphy. So the first chance then to the Scotsman. Just awkward cueing, wasn't it? Just pushed it into the red rather than cut it, Ken, didn't it? It was difficult cueing.
Yeah, just that red was just making it slightly awkward. And it'll be interesting to see how Stuart Bingham plays. Of course, he was 8-1 up against another former champion, Graham Dott, in the first round. And what a match that was. Brought back to 9-all, scraped over the line. A very relieved Stuart Bingham. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of reaction. It's had a few days to get over the course, but see how much it would have taken out of him, or if not, if any. Will he play with a lot more relief and freedom in this match? A few little stories will unfold over these 3 days against his 2 great competitors. Not the best shot there, though. He's having a look at a possible plant here, but I think it's very risky. Plenty of room between the reds, which makes it even more difficult. I don't know what he was doing there. That is a unbelievable shot to take on. I know it's early on in this match, but you don't want to be taking on too many of these against John Higgins, that's for sure. a little bit further than he would have liked on this blue, but he's got a nice angle. He can go into the pack of reds if he wishes off the blue. If he doesn't, the yellow is there. Well, it may be worth taking this on right in. He's got to try and hit the pink full ball here. He'll always have that red to the left centre. Well, decided against it. Maybe he just thought the angle was just a little bit too acute for him. Wait for a better chance.
6. Seven.
Yeah, this is a better angle. There are a couple of reds available still, but may take the opportunity this time. Oh, we did, but got into it too much. I'd be disappointed with that.
Yeah,
12.
you wouldn't see that often. A player of John's quality missing the pink completely. All right, maybe catch it half ball, but fortunate to leave this red, not easy. It is going to be interesting though. Ken makes a good
13.
point about the form of both players. Stuart Bingham from 8-1 in front, as he said, the brakes just completely dried up in the second session, and it's difficult to shake that from your mind, having come through. John Higgins played a very good match against Mark Davis. Encouraging, because we know he lost a bit of
19.
love for the game in the last 6 or 8 months. But there's nothing better than getting back to what you could say is almost like his back room, isn't it? John Higgins, the crucible. Now, into the pack. Half ball, not screwing it, stunning it through them. Oh, yes. Oh, that was beautiful. He's unlucky. He's on a couple, but none easy.
26.
Yeah, that red just drifted as we watch this again. Just watch the red, just drifts past the left centre pocket. That just had held up, it would have been nice. He's got a red to the right centre, but again, it's not easy. Possible, if he doesn't take it to the right centre pocket, he could take it up into the green pocket as we look. And that's where he came around to the left-hand side of the table to see where he can leave the cue ball should he miss this. No. And what's he left on?
John Higgins, 26.
Yeah, played that nicely. There's a thin cut there. But he purposely tried to go into a ball colour just to hold the cue ball.
The situation with the pink and the red there, kind of just asking to be
5.
played into off this blue now. Oh, that is so
6.
clumsy to finish there. Wow, I think he can, well, it'd be a stretch, he can maybe still cut it in, but that was clumsy. Bad shot.
Yeah. I'm looking at these two reds here, Alan, on the left-hand side of the table. They're almost in line for a possible plant. He went for a crazy plant at the beginning of this frame, but he may be able to make these two reds into a plant, but this needs to slow down, this cue ball. If he had been a bit straighter on these two reds, he could certainly make that. There you see, it's going to the right part of the pocket and the cushion, but there's enough room to be able to, would have been able to make it, but not from where he is now. Really wanted the cue ball somewhere near the blue. I've noticed these tables, Alan, are playing very, very quick indeed, and I think, you know, they have been reclotted. Stewart there, it's just a little bit, looking a little bit sort of bemused at the speed of the cue ball around, in and out of balk there, and it's cut him out there slightly.
Yeah, the bed of these tables actually been on since the close of play on Wednesday evening, so I've had 2.5 days of constant play on them, and it does take a couple of days, but Ken's right, the actual bed is just running out. The cloths are superb, reactive. The cushions from time to time, you get the odd rogue bounce, but nothing to get overly concerned about. No return here for John. He's just going to push the red back up top side of the blue spot.
Yeah, this is where the challenge is for Stuart Bingham, I think, in this match. Of course, we all know how good of a match player John Higgins is, and of course his knowledge of safety and the angles, and that's what Stuart Bingham has got to match throughout this match. A lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. I didn't think that was going to reach, but there, another example, and Stuart having a little laugh with the crowd, but another example how quick this table is.
Yeah, that little shot that Stuart played there, it's like trying to roll the ball down a bath and get it to stop. It's so quick, so slick. But yet, Stuart, for all his scoring, and it's usually top drawer, John Higgins is a proposition to take on best of 25, isn't he? Constant pressure he keeps you under. He never, almost never, plays the wrong shot.
Slight advantage to John Higgins here. He's got to be careful here, Stuart. If he tries to screw the ball back, well, he's going to just drop into them again. Maybe touching ball, is it? It's very close.
Touching ball.
Yeah, touching ball now. Just could take the chance of trying to come off 2 cushions and land behind the black, but it's a bit dangerous because the red just below the pink does pot into the right centre, and he doesn't want to leave him an easy or free shot. So maybe might be more prudent trying to get this cue ball tight to this top cushion again. Bit of cat and mouse at the moment. John Higgins has got to try and split these reds up, and well, he's not going to do it now, is he? Because Stuart Bingham can still keep just dropping into the reds. I think I'll try and maybe split these 2 reds up that are close together, because it's always an easy shot. for Stuart Bingham just to drop into them. Doesn't like it. That's a poor shot. Now Stuart Bingham's chance to try and split these reds up and screw the cue ball back to this top cushion. He's only afraid of it because there's always a chance that a red may pop out near left or right centre pocket. What would you do here, Alan?
Yeah, I think definitely try and get back onto this black cushion. That's the only way you're going to put your opponent in any trouble. He's managed very nicely. I mean, John's only got the roll up. So this is going to be interesting here with the green pocket. That red near that, sorry, that green pocket. Who's going to be first to play in any way some kind of aggressive shot?
I think they've been a little bit too careful here. I mean, you know, he's knocked the red up there, but as I said, John has just got a straightforward shot here just to nestle in to these two reds. He's not looking at a double here, is he? He is. I'm not quite sure about that shot.
Yeah, me neither, Ken. I mean, by all means, play it if you're going to cover. John not get through to the red at the green pocket? Well, this is a bonus being able to get through to this, but yeah, Stuart has given one for free here.
One.
Pink spot covered, and this looks plumb, just off straight.
Well, this has been a gift for John Higgins, and as I said, Stuart Bingham is going to win this match. He's got to compete with John Higgins in every part of the game. And he can't be pushing the boat out. He pushed the boat out earlier on in the frame, playing a crazy plant. And that was very wild. Taking on that double.
8.
I know it's maybe looking ahead. It'd be nice to get the black on the pink spot here. He may choose to do that. Yeah, I think he probably will. Just gives him a possible other option. John will always think of break building. He'll be looking at the black off this.
$50.
Yeah, he just has to come off maybe two cushions up for that red that's close to the top right hand corner pocket. There's one, two cushions, and when he pots this red, the other two reds to the left of it will certainly be pottable, both reds. He's just got to get out on a ball colour here. He's got plenty of points. Just concentrate on reds and ball colours.
Yeah, This is where, John, you'll see his shot selection. He's spinning out round the back of the yellow. He knows that the green goes. The brown obviously doesn't.
26.
So the green's his out ball. May look straightforward. When the situation calls for nothing fancy, don't do anything fancy, simple as, and that's what John's method has always been. So the key shot, really, but having 2 reds to play on, didn't have any problem finding the gap. The lead 37.
26. $27.
That's 40 points ahead. It's red and any sizable colour to follow. Might go down for pink or black here.
$30.
This looks pretty good.
And you can bet that, let's just see, John, what's this pink? I was going to say, you can bet that John Higgins will have paid full attention to a couple of those shots that Ken was talking about that Stuart Bingham played. John will be thinking, oh, maybe he's in a mood for just taking on 1 or 2 too many, and that John calculates these things in his brain and thinks, right, okay, next couple of frames, keep him tight, and wait and see if he does it again. Part of the thinking of the wizard.
Try to just knock that red out. Yeah, but totally agree. He'll just be patient, John, and he's going to keep it tight as well. He's not going to leave the red over the hole for Stuart to come back to the table. Stuart says enough, and so the 4-time former champion John Higgins is off the mark for us. He leads Stuart Bingham, 2015 champion, by 1 frame to 0. Yeah, you might have heard a good shot, and that came from John Higgins, an appreciation. That was a good clip on the red. Excellent shot.
One.
Just come up a little short to take the green into the corner pocket, so.
John Higgins, 1.
Just a roll up to the brown. Stuart has got to be careful here when he's going to try and nestle into the left-hand side of this pack of reds. Well, may try and lay on the red behind the black as well. That's a possibility. Looks a bit wide, is it? Yeah, a little bit wide.
Foul and a miss. John Higgins, 4. Foul and a miss. John Higgins, 4.
Oh, that was close. Yeah, this is the possible angle. He's trying to either hit the cushion first, so you hit the red behind, or try and hit the red full ball. Either way, it's just the pace. This looks pretty good, is it? Is it going to reach? No. Wow. And all these points there. Quite valuable. And John Higgins just hit the ball collier. The 3 miss rule, no? No. It's only when you can see a full ball.
Right, you could go a bit further up the cushion, couldn't you? All right.
Nice to see the two players having a little giggle amongst themselves. A lot of pressure out there. It's nice to be able to still enjoy it, and that's the last thing he wanted to do. Yeah, he hit the red, but he's certainly not happy. Yeah, good shot.
1.
Good chance now for John Higgins here.
8.
And his next red, just the red above the black and to the right. When he pots that red after this black, that will release the other 2 reds just above that into the left-hand corner pocket. That's why he's coming around to have a look. So when he pots this, the other 2 reds will be pottable into the right corner pocket. Good chance to get a few points on the board before 17. He has to even contemplate disturbing any reds. Already got a 42-point lead.
$24.
Yeah, he'd love to be able to play the right hand one of the 2 this time. But you see the right one of those 2, but he still has room, as you can see, to play for that red in the same pocket. So anything around straight here, and he's almost home in this frame. Doesn't need any of the 6 tied up.
7.
Sorry, actually, my mistake. He will do, of course. But
32.
red, black. Be 73 in front. You don't want to push that to the cushion. I suppose it might come in handy, but only if he gets on one of the 6. So on and off the cushion then. You fancy him getting contact. It's whether he can get the cue ball to spring away just to release from the bunch. Oh, he took his eye off the pot. And the cue ball did not release. He's been very fortunate. May have left the red.
No, that's a great shot. Always the probability of when trying that shot that you could push it. Well, got a nice bit of bottom on the ball just to bring it back for the black. Much time, just over the hour. We're only 2.5 frames in. Hard match play snooker from both players now. He's got to make a nice contact on one of these reds. Oh, too much. Wow. Why did you hit it so hard? Any softer contact and you were perfect on the bottom red of the tray below the pink. Just a softer little cannon on that red and he was perfect.
8.
Saved by the plant then. Yeah, that's worked out actually better than we would have even ever dreamed. I wonder if he might risk bringing that red off the side cushion. It's probably not the time. It's a good target, but there is room behind it. Is he playing it? Yes, he is. Yeah, there's room behind it. That was a problem. This is going to tell us a lot about how Stuart's feeling now. These mid-distance diagonal reds, he usually cues these so sweetly. Yeah, he's not quite on his game, is he?
Stuart
I
Bingham,
think there's
14.
definitely a reaction from the Dotty match. Yeah, it's catching. Both players just haven't slipped into gear yet. I mean, it's not a sitter, it's fair to say, but something John would normally miss.
One. Keep still, please. Yeah. 8.
Has a nice angle now, hasn't he? He could move that red off the right-hand side cushion and still be on this red. next to the pink, or try and, when potting the black, get a nice angle on the red, pot the red and try and move the red off the cushion. So a couple of options here. Yeah, so trying to get a nice angle on the red, pot the red into the left corner, come off the top cushion, the side cushion, knock the red off the right hand side cushion. He's got to hit this with a bit of pace, doesn't want the cue ball to stick on the cushion. Now how's the cue ball? Not too bad, good
17.
shot. Oh, it's just ran on. It's just ran on past that right centre pocket. He had to hit it with a bit of pace because he didn't want the cue ball staying close to the side cushion.
Very unlucky, Ken, wasn't it? Very unfortunate. Even if it stops there, he's okay. And it just turned right on maybe a finger mark or something. Well, this looks woefully short of pace.
$22.
He was trying to get in behind that red on the left-hand side of the table to take it into the right centre. Could still take it on. I mean, the red on the right-hand side near that right middle pocket is not potable, so he could take this on knowing that he could only leave this red. Oh, it's a tough pot. Decisions. Yeah, fantastic. Excellent shot. Now, is there a gap between brown and green? A little bit of right-hand side there, you see it. Pot the blue and try and move that red or get in behind it. Excellent shot. And the only problem about that, he could have played that a bit harder, moved the red, but the only problem about this is he's got to get the cue ball away from the cushion. I don't like these, it doesn't, these browns, Alan.
No, the brown is what's known as the Henry Brown. In that famous final against Jimmy White. 14-9 behind he was. He potted it from the other side of the table, but it was right in the jaws of the pocket. I don't think Stuart's going to be playing it. I suppose he could play it, thinking it might just stay over the pocket if he was to miss it. But yeah, deciding on take the 5 points and try and play a good safety. Mind you, I think I would rather have my hand on the table, maybe rolled the cue ball through there and played a different type of shot. This isn't easy. Trying to grab the cue ball with the rest, hold it up there. Oh, he did ever so well. He's unfortunate to leave a gap through brown and blue. I don't know whether John can get through it. Did just a piece of it? No, he can't. Maybe just a fraction of yellow paint sticking out, but not much.
Excellent shot, wasn't it? He's certainly happy with that. Well, can he hit the outside edge there? I'm not quite sure. You want to have good eyesight to hit that one. Coming off this top cushion, is he? Or maybe the 2 cushion escape might be best. He has options. Just missed the black off this top cushion. But he's got to try, and when he does hit the yellow, it's not a matter of hitting the yellow. That's no problem. It's just he's got to clip it either on the right-hand side of the yellow on the way back or the left-hand side of the yellow, so he can separate yellow and cue ball, get some distance. And he'd be very, very happy with that.
Worth having a go at this yellow. Decent chance of getting position on green. Twice across. Cue ball probably drifting just in behind the brown. Oh, he played it for the other pocket. He's on it. But he's going to go. Well, I mentioned the Stephen Henry shot. This is the Kirk Stevens shot in the famous Maximum, isn't it? All those years ago. 35 years ago. Was it really that long? But that's the shot now.
He's got to be careful here, hasn't he? The green will into the yellow pocket. But cue ball could be going dangerously close to this right centre pocket on the way around, back up for the brown. He's played it the other way. Oh, he's played a great shot here. That is a wonderful shot. Lots of bottom, lots of left-hand side. Oh, great control. This is a frame that John Higgins led 58-0. Should have won the frame when he was in. He's 2 balls away from losing it. Black green probably deserved to win any frame. Just the pink to go into the lead. Great shot. Excellent clearance from Stuart Bingham. He takes the frame and now leads the former world champion by 2 frames to 1.
Bingham to break. Put the packets and the wrappers away, please.
He was on the move. He was on walkabout after it. This Stuart Bingham is starting to grow in confidence. Nothing better than winning a couple of scrappy frames. Not all the time you don't want to do that, but against a John Higgins you think, well, maybe it's just going to be my day competing in that side of it. Well, he's not pushed through there, to be straight. It's not a terrible shot, but he should have been low in the black. Don't look to be anything on. Plenty of cue power, but not going on and off the cushion. With check side, you're not going to get in to the pack. Trying to force an angle. Topping it through. Good effort. Unlucky.
Yeah, it was the shot before, wasn't it? To red. It's got to be low on the black all the time there. Even if you overcompensate. This match
Stuart Bingham, 14.
still hasn't sparked into life just yet. And these two former world champions. Played each other on 12 occasions. John has 9 wins from 12. Good return. So as a player, he enjoys playing against. Better putt from Stuart Bingham.
1.
Again, just overran the cue ball. He's tempted to take the blue. Cue ball would be running into the reds and be maybe just take the brown and leave a long to mid-distance red. Might be better for him. Never easy cueing that. Off the side cushion, and playing it with a lot of pace as well. So he's on this red, John Higgins. I'm sure he can get through to this red into the left corner pocket, but they're never easy, are they?
No, but I was just thinking actually, Stuart Bingham is a nice player to play against. The way he plays, he's got a good demeanour around the table, nice and positive, gets on with it. Nice guy, good fun to be around, and it's a nice match this. But as Ken says, it just hasn't kicked into gear. Both players. I think when one does, the other will follow suit. It's one of those kind of matches. Get that feel about it. And a good chance now for John. Looks like the pink's going to tie up. It's on its own spot there. So, I wonder if John might play for the red behind the black spot here. Just get rid of that first time of asking, which he has, and played it to perfection. He just looked to the heavens because he thought that was a bit of a bounce. Oh, he's thanking his lucky stars it pulled up and is now perfect.
Did run on a little bit, didn't it? Certainly, the two boys are certainly not happy with some of the bounces and the speed that is generating off the cushions. Nice angle on the black here. Red available on the right hand side. Didn't go into the middle of the pocket, that black, but he's okay.
15.
Now we could play a little cannon into the one of the reds here to just a hold for the red that's to the right of the black. Try and bring some more reds into play. How's your look? Is he okay? Has he got this red into the right centre? The right corner, I should say. If not, he has the red that's gone up over the yellow
23.
pocket. Now let's have a look. Is he on this red? It's very close. No, the red just to the left of the pink is just blocking him. Could have done without that little kiss on the yellow. Has he got enough room just to avoid the brown? Come off the side cushion and back down for these reds here. Just got to get into the cue ball just to past the brown here.
One step
John
forward
Higgins, 24.
and two back. That's what it's been this session. The odd little sign of some good things about to happen, and then you throw in a, well, inexcusable miss, really. And that was the plant that John played on. These should be his. Stuart only 8 points behind. The worry for John Higgins, if he does go on to lose this frame at 3-1 down, the best of 25, you wouldn't be overly exasperated, but it's the lack of form. It's how he's played, that's the worry.
9.
Yeah, you don't mind going in, as I say, 3-1 down. The guy, your opponent's had a couple of centuries and a 70 odd, and you've had a nice break. You don't mind that. You think, well, okay, fair dinkum, I'll have my turn, but you're getting chances and not converting them.
$16.
Yeah, I just potted that in the thick part of the pocket. I don't know if we can see that again at some stage, but you can see from behind it as he plays it, he pots it into the high part of the pocket, and it probably takes about as much as 6 or 8 inches. Look at the red here. Takes about 6 or 8 inches off the journey of the cue ball. This is the accuracy these guys have. They set up to play that type of shot, obviously to pot it in the middle of the pocket, but if you miss it either side just a fraction, the cue ball finishes not as planned.
$22. Stuart Bingham, 22.
Nice contact on the red there. That was a good safety shot. He was in a bit of trouble there.
Leave quietly, please. We're still playing this side.
A lot of noise coming from the other table. Obviously finished their 4 frames just a little bit earlier than here, so a loose one from Stuart Bingham. Left John Higgins a chance. Yeah, not good. And you said his long ball game hasn't been that good for the last year or so. There's another example. Normally so consistent, that particular shot. Very, very low, 40% for John Higgins on long pot success, 63% still. Sure, Bingham is not great return.
1.
got off to a good start winning the first frame, but just looked a little bit shaky. That last frame will certainly send a few warning signs too.
Seven. Eight.
Nicely on the black. You can just stun for one of these reds closest to this corner pocket. Just checking the scores.
15.
28 ahead, so red, black, red. And John Higgins will need a snooker, but
16.
can't see where he's going to fail from here. Stop his opponent coming back to the table. He was a little bit ragged in the early part of this first session, but
23.
started to get stronger. Stuart Bingham.
24.
Yeah, he's going to have lots to
31.
think about, John Higgins, at the interval. He's not one who normally goes to the practice room. Normally likes to go to the dressing room
32.
and just have a read at a newspaper for 5 or 10 minutes.
$39. $41. 44. 48. 53.
Where's the pink? Yeah, Stuart finishes with the first 50 odd of the match then. It's been a struggle for both players, but he'll be the happier at the interval, and he leads 3 frames to 1. Never easy to judge this from the baulk cushion. It's a lot easier from in behind the yellow. So you can slide and come low of the pack. He's played it nicely though. Good shot. That was easy to slip past him.
Touching ball.
Last guy in the game you want to leave a touching balls, John, because he usually picks the right spot. He's not playing tight to behind the yellow. Probably just playing about 6 inches shy of it. Has he hit it? Yeah, got Stewart in trouble again. But this is that shot I was saying. It's a wee bit easier from nearer the yellow to get the two reds by the pink. This time, though, it's gone astray. As he left the red. Yeah, there it is.
One.
Oh, it was a better shot from John Higgins. Problem is, black is unavailable into both corner pockets. May try and get on one of these reds to open up the black into one of the corner pockets. The red that's closest to this top cushion. That may be his choice. Needs to avoid this red. Just about. Stopped in his tracks there. Now top side of the blue.
6. Seven.
Oh, it's that top side of the blue. He's overrun that by quite some distance. Two reds he's going to play on here. One below the black and then one just above it. Slow down. Needs to slow down. He's okay. Good shot.
9.
Could go into the pack here. There's his look. I think he's on this red to the right corner. He's just come around to have a look at it. Well, maybe very tight, maybe not, but he's certainly on the one to the left corner. Didn't get any spin on the ball there. When he stunned this, I mean, he's stunning into the middle of that pack, and he's caught the wrong edge of it.
Eighteen.
Just wondering, can he hold the cue ball, just drop the blue in and try and get on that red just above the black to the right? Maybe not. Now needs a bit of luck here. That's much better. And if the black is open into the corner pocket, which I think it is, excellent shot. It's the first time he's gone into the pack, and it's actually worked out for John Higgins.
24.
Yeah, he felt it a bit of a sporty bounce there off the black cushion. Played that nicely, providing that first red will pass. It's tight. It doesn't, you see, you get a firm bounce and then
31.
You play the high black and you think, well, it's going to bounce again, so I'm just going to lay off this. And you lay an ounce off it and it comes off soft. So that's what starts, you start playing tricks in your mind. He's playing the plant.
Oh, well played.
32.
That was a good recovery, wasn't it?
Yeah, needed it badly. It needs something to happen badly and quickly as well. 4-1 behind. I think he's at that stage in the session, isn't he, John, where he's thought, right, okay, when I get a chance, I'm going to go into the reds. You know, not trying to scratch around and trying to make it happen. Try and open the shoulders. Once again, there's lost the cue ball. Oh dear.
Well, you don't often see that. And he's very frustrated. Just trying to play a soft little cannon. Oh, it's gone wrong. He's hit the wrong red there. Bet that hurt.
John Higgins, 39.
John just chewing a bit in his chair for the time being. Just laying the red. Lay on the red. Not bad. He's left the red to left middle. John could be doing with knocking it in for his own self-belief right now. Said before, this is a 3-day match. John Higgins tends to, and well, all the top players do, they tend to find something at some stage in the match, whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning. If they don't feel comfortable, they will adjust. I remember speaking to John actually quite recently. Was at a tournament, and he said to me, I can't remember exactly specifically what it was he changed, but he changed something and it was like flicking a switch, and all of a sudden he felt confident. It's just little technical changes here and there, but he has to find something because it ain't happening. That's quality. That is very good. Safety shot.
Yeah, good length of cue ball. But he may have left possible shot to nothing here for John Higgins. Right into this bottom right hand corner pocket.
More quality. Developing a red into the open. One thing you get from Stuart Bingham is professionalism and no lack of class. He's a fantastic pro. Even although he might be struggling, he still sticks to his method. Wide of the mark, John. Gonna need some help here. He's left the red in a fashion, not a sitter. I'm talking about Stuart Bingham's professionalism, and he's got it all actually. Great attitude, great temperament. Those things are contagious. Is yours worth catching? Well, Stuart says because it's brilliant. Every department he's got Now, could be doing with knocking in a long red. He's been a wee bit off the mark today.
Yeah, playing this into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. No.
There might have been a wee bit of match play in that shot. I think if he'd have punched it for just top side of the middle pocket, you'd have fancied him getting it. But I think he's thinking John's not doing it. So if I'm going to leave him a long ball, tempt him into one, he might just miss it. But he's playing another shot to nothing. Yeah, he's not on it. There's all sorts going on out there right now.
Yeah, very unsettling as well. You're missing him by some margin. You can see how frustrated he was by the rap on the knuckles off the table. We don't often see that from that man. He's normally very composed, keeps his emotions in check. Needs to miss the blue. Now, this red does pass the pink into this corner pocket. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Maybe the opportunity he's been looking for. Black won't go on its own spot, will go on the pink spot.
Eight.
Played that nicely.
9.
Possibly played the pink. He's got a better angle on the pink than he does on the black. Pot the pink and get on one of these two reds near his top cushion. Pink will go on the black spot, of course, the highest available. So pink will put him 54 points ahead. Those two reds and high value colours should be enough for John Higgins. And this may settle him down a little. Needed to find something.
15.
Don't often say this about John Higgins, but I mean, he has looked all at sea, hasn't he, Alan?
Yeah, he sure has. The one thing he'll do, as will Stuart, he'll stick to his plan,
16.
stick to his method, and wait for something better to appear round the corner. Just try and salvage something from the wreckage of this session. Oh my goodness me, how has he missed that pink?
John Higgins, 16.
Okay, bridging over, but oh, this is too much.
1.
Okay, he's on the black foot. Got all the wrong angle. I'm checking to see if one of these two reds that the cue ball is close to, will they pot into this bottom right hand corner pocket? Not sure they will. Oh, great putt. Excellent putt. How's his look? Maybe just about on this red. Not easy though.
That was a stunning shot. Couldn't just roll it in when I get out far enough for the black. Now, it looks like he can play on the red nearest the cue ball there. Yeah, obviously not. The one he's played on, he's played it absolutely perfect. And if he can just drop this in,
16.
should be quite straightforward to play for those two reds to left middle. As we suspect, none of them will go. Just drop this in, finish high on the black.
$17. $24. Sure.
Yeah, just a bit betwixt and between on the two reds. Staying aggressive though, he's playing the top one but holding for black. Yeah, good shot. Very good shot. 30 behind, black 23. So let's call it 15 with a one red remaining. Played to shift it. Oh, nearly. Great effort.
$32.
Funny sort of way, you're almost thinking, I'll try and go round the back of it because it's very difficult to do it. Sod's law comes into play and that's exactly what happens. Now, still decent in the red. Oh, this is perfect.
33.
This looks nice. Cushion first and just flick the red. Is the angle there, Ken? It might need to work the cue ball a fraction.
Yeah, I think it's a nice angle. Just run through the cue ball, just as you say, just easily knock it off towards the left centre pocket. And that's exactly what he's done. As long as he's not straight, it should be okay.
40.
Excellent shot. He's looking going down for the pink, but I might be more interested in leaving the cue ball where the red is, taking the yellow. Has he hit it enough? It's not too bad. Could have done with the cue ball 4 or 5 inches, a little bit further, but he only has to concentrate on potting this. Cue ball will come up in a line towards the yellow. Oh, well, what a reprieve
41.
for John Higgins. Yeah, wasn't perfect on the black, but still, should have potted it. Hit it to the high side of the pocket. Now, can John Higgins pot the yellow and try and get the green into the same pocket? Well,
2.
he was playing into a very small area. I didn't think he would play the green into that top right-hand corner pocket, but he's on it just about. Can he hold it for the brown? Good pot. And he's played it with a lot of left-hand side. That was an excellent shot. Made it look very easy.
Yeah, frame ball then. And that will make John feel
9.
much better. It was he who let Stuart Bingham off the hook. But Stuart, unfortunately for him, returned the compliment with that miss black.
14.
And we have 2 seismic frames coming up to finish off this session then. Yeah, Stuart's had enough.
14 and the frame.
John Higgins gets there in the end. Couple of mistakes, one from either player. John gets it and closes back to 2 behind. It's 4-2. John Higgins with his customary break from the green side of the table, as we call it, but he's brought up the red. Unfortunately for him, it looks like he's got cover.
Poor shot from Stuart Bingham. Didn't want to be leaving this straight red into the top right-hand corner pocket. Doesn't have much to do with the cue ball here, but his long ball game has him in on top form so far today. That's better. That's much better.
1.
And got a nice angle on the yellow here. Try and split the pack. It's unlucky.
3. John Higgins 3.
Yeah, Stuart just looking at leaving the cue ball down in the corner. Banking on John not playing the red along the cushion, which he probably won't do. I mentioned earlier, then off actually won't be a problem for Stuart.
Foul.
That's all right, absolutely
John
fine.
Higgins.
John, John just having a bit of a chuckle there with Stuart saying, good shot. Yeah, much too thick from Stuart. Yeah, black tied up. Pink not ideal, but there's potential for John to maybe develop something here. I think the thing that's worth keeping an eye on, should he make a few, is his cue ball. It's been not good at all by his usual high standards. Through the little gap of yellow and brown. Oh, John, that's not good. I mean, he's still got a thin brown and a possible yellow, but the gap is quite big there. He's got to find it, really.
Yeah, what does he play? Yellow to left centre. Just bring the cue ball down for that. Red just below the pink spot. Yeah, that's okay.
3.
Just wondering how we can try and promote the black into potable position.
4.
Let the cue ball go again there. Does he take the green here? Green or brown? Try and go off a cushion, try and split some of these reds up. Yes, he does, but oh my, well, they're really struggling.
John Higgins 4. Stuart Bingham 4.
It's been a strange session of snooker from both players, and particularly John Higgins.
Yeah, you hate to say it, it's almost been one of those sessions where you could be forgiven, both players could be forgiven for thinking, shall we just share the next two and get out of there and start again, call it 5-3, but no, you've got to stay out there and tough it out now. Delicate little cut back, no. there's the highest break that I wouldn't have believed it if someone said these guys could be out there for over 2.5 hours, and the highest break 59, only one break over 50.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that stat, isn't it? I'm sure it will improve. It's not a bad choice, this. Trying to promote the black into a potable position. Could have played on the loose red, but
Fine.
decided to go into the pack there. We could pot the red, bring the other red into play. It's on the right hand side cushion and be on the pink or blue.
Six.
No.
Stuart Bingham, 6. Quietly, please. There's still a match on. One.
Just about on the blue here. Well, that's not too bad. He'll be happy with that. Try to, again, bring the black and some more reds into play there. Black doesn't pot into the left corner pocket, so back up for blue. And hopefully a nice angle on the blue. That's okay. And now, try and go into the reds and bring that black into play and get another couple of reds out in the open.
Yeah, had a nice split in the last frame and then broke down soon after, so let's see how this goes. Well, he's on one, but straight's not ideal.
12.
I think the black is on to both corners, so any sort of angle, squeeze it out. But you see it, it's a bit straight. So this is quite a delicate little positional shot now. Screw back to where it is. And he's played
30.
it lovely. Not out the woods just yet though. Again, delicate, half blind this shot, awkward bridging. Being a right-hander. Better. Much better. Okay, the black's going to be tied up, but he was smooth through delivery that time. Hasn't always been the
20.
case today. I said, he's the master at finding something from the depths of the deep knowledge he has of this game. There's still time to square up the sessions. That was smoother too. That was better.
21.
Now, just trying. When potting this blue, he's got to go into those two reds and the black again and try and hope for a little bit of luck. Has he got any luck? Doesn't look like it.
26. John Higgins, 26.
There's a clever shot. He used that red that he played off to block the path from cue ball to this red that's closest to this bottom right hand corner pocket. The pink was also, could have blocked it, but as you see from the position of the cue ball, but for putting that red there, Stewart would have been on the other red. So it was a clever shot. He's got Stewart in a bit of trouble here. Also blocked the path to the reds to the right of the black. This is view, there you see it. Not on those reds. Right of the black. So what can he play here?
Good try. Well, he's left one. Can he just nip this and hold for the black to the same pocket, I wonder? It depends how straight it is. The problem playing it and having to go up for blue is the pace that you'd have to inject in it. I think he can hold this, yeah, no problem. Let's see, look for the smooth delivery again. Yeah.
One.
Better, just little shoots of green coming through in John's game here for me. You always look for that smoothness through delivery. It's coming. It's not there yet, but he's working on it. Nice shot.
Yeah, with a 35-point lead. He's going to need, if he goes up for blue here, he's going to need at least,
9.
after the blue, another 2 reds. So red colour red will be enough. He's slowly clawing his way back into this match, John Higgins.
14.
Be a big result for him if he could win this frame and then maybe salvage the last of the session. Nice shot.
15.
He missed the pink in the last frame. And he only needed pink and red. He's got to make sure this
22.
red. Just the red required, of course. That's better from John Higgins.
33.
Not at his best by any stretch the imagination, but he somehow grafted his way back into this match.
30. John Higgins, 30.
Oh, 57 ahead, just 43 remaining. And barring four snookers, I think, yeah, Stuart will say that'll be enough for this frame, I'm sure.
Frame conceded. Frame
Yeah,
John
frame
Higgins.
conceded from Stuart Bingham. So John Higgins claws another one back.
The final frame of this session. Stuart Bingham to break.
As you heard from Paul Collier then, the last frame and a third of the way through this match. So it's a long old match, this one. But you feel an important frame for both players, isn't it? You know, and every frame's important, but the one that you go to bed on, so to speak, seems doubly important.
Yeah, I mean, John Higgins can somehow manage to claw back level. I feel he got out of jail, where Stuart Bingham, he will feel he's missed a major trick here if he doesn't come out of this session at least in the lead. So big frame for both players. 7 frames, and the highest break has been 59, a paltry 59. That's hard to believe. But sometimes when you're not scoring, you've just got to try and still battle as hard as you can and use those match play instincts. Try and get some sort of scraps from the afternoon, and that's what John Higgins has been doing.
Oh, that is an awful shot. I mean, oh, I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to thin it, but he's playing it with right-hand side to spin it through the gap of pink and blue. But my goodness, nowhere near. I said a couple of frames ago, John Higgins is very good at finding something, even although he's been feeling a bit under the weather, only in terms of his game. He looks to me to just be not clicking into gear, because he's far from that, but he's definitely striking it better.
That was a better shot.
6.
These players, these great players, the truly great players, when they do find a little something that can go a long way.
7.
Be interesting to see what John Higgins does here. He's got a lovely angle. Does he try and go into the pack here? No. Wants to build a little lead. Doesn't want to take a chance. Every time he's gone into the pack, it hasn't really worked out.
12.
problem about not going into the pack. Okay, you get another 16, maybe 20 points, but he's going to have to rely on getting another good angle on the blue. And there you saw another big bounce
20.
off that side cushion.
$21.
I wonder if he's interested. He's obviously going to be interested in the pack here. It's whether does he want a piece of the pink, or does he want to nestle in the two reds, the loose reds? Because if he does that, he's almost sure to be on one of them. It's just how, I suppose, greedy in a way he wants to be. Played actually a clever little shot. He just wanted to guarantee being on one, and this is the one. This would be the choice, the one to corner.
Yeah, when potting this, he'll just brush the one just to the right of it. Bring that into play as well. He only needs a slight little cannon off the. Well, he's screwing back, so he's going to try and bring the pink into play here.
27.
Played that nicely, but unfortunately for John, only brought one more red into play. Well, he's coming around to have a look. Maybe one red in the middle of the pack. Is he having a look at the plant? A plant possibly into this bottom right-hand corner pocket. Well, there are two reds in the middle of that pack that are a plant. May have gone a little bit further than he would have liked for them. There are two reds in a line. There you see it, right in the middle. He's having another look. Just seeing, is there a gap between the reds? Well, he's getting this red clean, so maybe he's gone too far with the cue ball to take that plant on.
$33.
Well, there's the back red on now. A bit close to the cushion with the cue ball, but the back red is open, so he can possibly get on this off the blue. You can also, well, get on nicely to this red down the cushion as well.
38.
That's impressive. This has been by John, not been vintage. A good solid shot again. Has he got an angle to promote a few reds? He's been through his trials and tribulations today, but sometimes, especially with these great players, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. And he's not quite dancing yet, John, but certainly picked up his standards. Now, just judge this correctly, which he has. Good chance now. He's pushed through the other red.
46. $47.
Yeah. Nicely on the black. I'm not quite sure whether that plant is still on now. After brushing through the pack there, is the plant still on? He's on the loose red, so it's not too bad. He's going to have another look at it. But if the plant is on, it will save
54.
him having to go back into those pack of reds, and it looks like it's still on. He'll come around and have another
55.
look. He's on the blue. He's got a nice angle. Now he'll come around. He'll have another look at this plant. It certainly be. He's able to make it. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, it's a good shout, Ken. I think you play for the plant. If you overcook it, you've got the red in the middle, haven't you? Yeah, played it nicely.
Quietly, please.
Perhaps didn't play for the plant, but he's absolutely A1 in this next red now. One more look.
60.
But it is makeable, I think. There's that little gap between them, isn't it? I think it's just beyond the gap where you can't manipulate them at all. Of course, John wants to be sure. That's why he's had a goosey at it a few times.
Yeah. Well,
61.
can he hold the cue ball this time? Maybe there might be a plant on into the left centre as well. There's two reds. The top two reds are very close. Well, I don't think that's a plant into the left centre, but certainly this he can make. And of course this blue will put him 66 points in the lead with just 67 remaining. So he still needs one more red.
I do think, though, there's an argument for playing a soft cannon into the bunch. You'd be unlucky not to be on one. There's no in-off, and you can't push a red in, you know, just a soft one. Wonder whether that's the shot, but you know, John will know better than anyone. He's the man behind the cue. Yeah, soft cannon then. Yeah, not great. Not great. Red to middle.
Yeah.
66.
Needed a bounce, didn't he, for that red? So, well, here's. Okay, they're the same two reds, but they weren't in line before. Let's have a look. Are they in line this time? Big shot. Oh, very good. Excellent. This has been an excellent break. Been top drawer. We knew he was going to find something at some stage. We just didn't know when, but
74.
excellent break.
Yeah. 75.
It's been the highest break of this session, and it's come at a good time for John Higgins to level up the match.
82.
And 4 frames all. Now, can he go on and make a century?
83. $90.
There's already been 47 century breaks in this tournament. We're very
91.
close, I think, to. I think we will break the record this year. Has been way above the average. And of course, the sponsors give £200 to the Jessie May
98.
Foundation, the associated charity, for every century.
99.
That's career 754 for the 4-time world champion.
105.
He's pulled this up from his bootlaces, Alan, because this was hardly expected.
No, it didn't look like it was going to happen. At one stage, 4-1 behind. Stuart Bingham wasn't exactly dominating, but
110.
John was doing nothing. He's found something. I did suggest earlier that he's capable of doing it. We know that. I'd love to know what the change has been, but it's definitely been there.
114.
Certainly picked up the pace, and anyway, throughout this break, looked a lot more self-assured. And a fantastic finish, isn't it?
Yeah, and sorry, Kenny, the other thing is
190.
it's a positive thing to take into tomorrow, isn't it? That's the beauty of it, where Stuart will have to maybe hit the practice table.
Yeah, absolutely.
125.
Class in the end from John. A good session, hard fought. Stuart Bingham will be pleased in one way because he's not been at his best. John Higgins, you feel, has something to take into tomorrow, but it's all square as they leave. It's 4-all.
An intriguing battle between Higgins and Bingham. It's all to play for in the second session. We'll be back on BBC Two at 10 a.m. as the last two second-round matches get underway. Kyron Wilson takes on Barry Hawkins, and there's a battle between qualifiers Ali Carter and Zhou Yulong. Until then, good night.
That's amazing, like. Be a wee polished though. Been fortunate enough to lift the odd trophy ourselves in team Q sports, you know, and inter-varsity events and stuff like. But, geez, you'd give anything to lift this in real life, wouldn't you? For any player, I'd imagine professional or otherwise, having a look at this trophy is instant inspiration for what you want to achieve.